Yeah, let's not waste time. Uh, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Karthik and I'm from Vizag, the city of destiny. And I'm a nature lover, and my hobbies are cycling, watching anime, and playing basketball. I'm a I'm actually a national basketball player. I participated in two national level basketball tournaments and served as a vice captain of one of the tournaments. And while being participated as while serving as the vice captain of my team, I found my potential and interest in being a leader and thought of and chose my career option or career choice to be management. And I thought that IPM program provided by IIM Indore would be the best choice for me to choose my career. So I dedicated myself to preparing for IPM since then. And um, one of my best qualities as a leader is I'm a really good empathizer. I put myself in the shoes of the other people or my teammates and try to understand them better by thinking myself as in from their position. I but thus I that allows me to give better
It's
opinion
okay.
or
That's fine,
It's okay,
Karthik.
Karthik. Uh, so, what were the subjects that you persuaded in class 12?
yeah, I did my plus two from PCM batches and my favorite subject is math.
Okay, great. Uh, so, should we
Okay,
begin
so
with some extempore?
yeah. So I have an
Yeah.
extempore topic. Karthik, what management lessons do you learn through basketball? So you have been playing basketball at national levels, right? So could you just talk about management lessons through basketball for 30 to 45 seconds?
Whenever we hear about basketball, the most common thing we think about is teamwork. I learned a lot of teamwork from playing basketball, and I actually learned a lot of patience. I gained a lot of patience by working under my seniors. Um, I and when I got my opportunity to be the vice captain of my team, I actually also increased my communication skills by resolving some of the issues between the team or trying to get my teammates to listen to my words. These are the skills I gained from playing basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, since you're really interested in basketball and also you are a national level basketball player, I hope you will be comfortable with some questions around basketball, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what is the measurements of a court, basketball court?
It's the length is around 91 to 92 feet, and the width is 41 feet.
What
And
19 you mean? The length
91 feet.
91 feet.
91 to 92 feet.
What's
Yeah,
that
are
in
you
meters?
sure on that? The measurements?
Excuse me.
Are you
Are you
sure
sure
about
about-
that?
Yeah,
The measurements?
I just googled them.
Which one?
These measurements, I just googled them before this interview.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you just? Okay, fine. Yeah. And who's the first player? Who's the first Indian player to ever play in NBA?
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty weak in GK.
No, but don't you like basketball? And this is a question from basketball which you like.
Yeah, I like playing basketball and I try to learn something from videos, but I don't know the history of basketball.
Okay, not an issue. But name me any one Indian basketball player who has represented India.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, so who's your favorite basketball player?
It's Stephen Curry.
Oh, great. In which team is he from?
Can you repeat?
Which team? NBA team.
Sorry, I don't
Golden
know.
State Warriors, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's get into academics, right? Or no?
So should I ask some academic questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would suggest you can start with Max since he said that his favorite subject is maths.
Okay. So can you tell?
I
I
can't
think
hear.
we lost. Yeah, we lost Arnav.
So no issues. I'll ask you a question, Karthik, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So consider there are two sets, set A and set B. Okay.
Yeah.
So set A has m elements, m for monkey, m elements. Set B has n elements. Okay. B has n for nuggets, nation. Yeah, n elements. Now tell me how many different one functions are possible from A to B.
Um,
You can use paper and pen to calculate it.
the first set is M, right? We have M elements in first set, right?
Yeah, set A has m elements, set B has n elements.
Is it n factorial by n minus m factorial?
Yeah, you are right. So a follow-up question based on that. Okay, so it's a probability question. Consider that there are 30 students in a class. Okay, tell me the probability of no two persons having the same birthday, and consider the year is a 365-day calendar year.
Can I give it in the terms of C?
What?
Like, can I give it in the terms of C, 365, C, 30?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You can just tell me the answer, or even if not the answer, you can just share your approach or how you would approach the problem.
I would the numerator of the question will be the selecting 30 days from 365, that is 365 C30, and the denominator will be selecting any random 30 days from 365. That will be 365 power 30.
The denominator is right, Pawan, but not the numerator. You are close. Like I have given you a clue as well. You use something in the previous one, right? The previous question.
Okay, 365 C30 into 30 factor.
Yeah, you are right.
365 P30. P30.
Yeah, P30. Yeah, you could say it in that way. That's nice.
Okay, Karthik, how much did you score in 10th and your 12th boards?
In 10th, I scored 86%. 86. I don't remember the fraction. 86. And in 12th, I scored 83%.
Okay. So my question is,
What's your
why
percentile in JE?
Yeah.
Just a minute, Mangesh. What's your percentile in JE?
In the first attempt, I got 89 percentile, and in the second attempt, I got 94 percentile, and I'm waiting for my third result.
Okay. So Hitesh, sorry, Karthik, why do you want to like come to IPM? Why not Tech from an IIT or an IT?
Actually, first I thought about going to some engineering college, and then I thought of coming to my final goal is always to get an MBA degree from one of the IIM. And I actually got to know about IPM program recently. And when I got to know about IPM, I thought that this is the best opportunity that I can get to achieve my dreams in pursuing my career in management. And I personally consider master in a particular skill greater than a novice in multiple skills. But in the curriculum of IPM, I found that I can be both. Means in curriculum which ranges from psychology to coding, I can learn everything that my friends right now would learn in other colleges with learning management in at a master's level. So I thought that this is the best possible education that anyone can get from an institution, and I found AVM to be best suited for me, and I chose it.
Okay. Yeah, Aishi, you can ask your question.
Yeah, so you have been a national level basketball player. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And your board's percentage 12th is 83%.
Yes.
So don't you feel that, okay, fine, you are involved in a lot of extra and co-curricular activities, but in a way it's affecting your academics because we have students here with 95 plus and your management skills you boast of here it's not visible 83%, and then yeah, it's commendable you are a national level basketball player, but then the percentage.
I can guarantee you that actually my percentage in academics does not totally depend upon my sports, my involvement in sports, because it's totally my doing. Because my I did not actually lose my marks due to presentation or my lack of knowledge. It's totally because of my presentation. I have a really bad handwriting, and even in my schooling and college, I would always lose my marks in a question. Like if there are 30 questions, my teachers would always reduce half a mark from each question, and the result will be really bad. And another one drawback I had in Inter is up until 10th, my second language is 10th, Telugu, but in second in after joining in plus 2 in Fiji, they only gave me a choice of second language to be Sanskrit, and I actually don't know pretty much Hindi wordings, but totally introducing a new language like Sanskrit to me was really a big shock, and I could not handle it, and I lost a major part of my marks from Sanskrit.
Okay, how did you manage? But Sanskrit is like completely, it's poles apart. How did you manage the subject?
Actually, I know a bit of Hindi, not how to. I know a bit how to read and write. I can understand. I can't speak, so I tried my best to just mug up the answers and do it. I did not actually prepare question and answers for the Sanskrit at all. I only prepared short answer questions and other type of questions. I skipped the question and then the answers part.
Okay, that was really nice, and I think very honest answer, and we appreciate that. So, Karthik, how about if I ask a few questions about Olympics? Would that be fine?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, so which is the number one world ranking team in basketball? Can you tell me?
In Olympics.
Not in Olympics, but in general in basketball.
Sorry, I don't know.
I can give you a hint. So it is the country where basketball is played a lot, and
Even your favorite player, right?
Yeah,
He's
favorite player
from-
is from that country.
and the former president of that country had an instrument in its name. In his name.
Is it US?
Yeah. It's US
I was
because
talking about
there's
Donald Trump.
NBA. Yeah. Okay. So for Olympics, so can you tell me when is, so this is 2020 Olympics, right? So where is the 2024 Olympics going to be held?
2020?
4 Olympics, the next Olympics.
I don't think it's decided.
No, it is decided.
Sorry, I'll work on it and I'll try to set all this before my.
Okay. And how many medals has
No issues,
India won
but
this year? How many medals
Yes.
has India won this year in this Olympics?
They are still conducting them, and as far as know, recently a woman named Mirabai won a silver medal in weightlifting category 49 kg.
Yeah,
and
perfect. Okay, Darshan, yes.
Yeah. So, how about your interest in physics and chemistry, Karthik?
I'm actually really good in physics too, but I'm really horrible in chemistry.
Oh, that's nice to hear. So, how about questions in physics?
You can
Okay,
actually
what?
ask me any question from first year topic. Like I would actually teach some of my classmates in physics in the first year.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
our
great.
teacher was not too free at the time, so he would not solve our, clear our doubts. So everyone in my class would come to me.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so what's the escape velocity of Earth?
It's 11 point something kilometers per.
Yeah, very right, very right. And could you explain me the concepts of sea breeze and land breeze and how it works and how that phenomenon
Actually a school
happens?
level concept, but I remember it very well. It's because of the phenomena that um, warmer particles are lighter than colder particles, and sea breeze and land breeze are resulting due to the temperature change between land and sea between land morning and night, and during night the water would not cool down quicker and the land would be a bit faster in cooling down, and the air surrounding the land would be still warmer and it would rise up, and the air on the sea would, which is cooler. I think I got it reversed. Yeah, it's same, I think. Then the sea,
Okay, Karthik. How about some questions in electrostatics?
yeah,
Very basic questions. Yeah. So, what is a capacitor?
a capacitor. There are three types of capacitors.
No, just tell me what a capacitor is. A definition or a simple explanation would be.
The most used capacitor is a parallel plate capacitor, which has two plates which will store electric potential in them, and one of them would be always positive charge and the other one will be negative charge.
Okay, so you mean capacitor is a device to store electrical energy, right?
Yes, something like potential.
Yeah. So then, how is it different from battery? Then? Both stores energy, right?
It's not entirely based on storing the energy. Batteries store chemical energy and convert it into electrical energy, but capacitors store charge on their plates and always maintain a potential difference across.
Even that's a possible answer, and I would like to give you a different perspective. See, capacitor, you can retrieve the energy instantaneously, right? You just need to connect it. But batteries, it's a process. It's a step-by-step process, right?
Actually,
It has
I
to
didn't
convert.
answer that because it's only in the case of an ideal capacitor. Right? In an ideal capacitor, that's the case, and so I didn't want.
But usually when we are speaking about questions, we assume the ideal case scenario, right?
Okay.
And most of your laws and phenomena in physics, they actually assume a lot of things, and if those assumptions aren't met, you can't explain things, right? Yeah. And also, what are the three Newton's laws of motion?
The first one is
should I give a clue? Do you need a clue?
Should I remember them? But I did not touch my books.
Okay. Be cool. Yes. Be chill. Take a minute to recall.
I think from the first one we derive a physical 10A, and that one is that the first two will be like the rate of change of something will determine the other one. And the third one will be equal and opposite force.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, what are the first one and second one to be exact?
One of them is physical terminal.
Yeah, but
And the other
what
one
is in
is
word?
the rate of change of acceleration of a
Rate of change of acceleration.
rate of change of velocity
You
of
mean
a
jerk? Yeah.
no.
So what is
I
the
made
derivative
mistake.
of acceleration, Karthik? Do you know the derivative
dv
of
by
acceleration?
dt.
No, acceleration. Like if you differentiate velocity, you get acceleration, right? If you differentiate acceleration, what will you get?
Then it will be jerk.
Yeah, great. So okay, so coming back to the law, second law, you were stating it right.
The rate of change of velocity of a object multiplied by its mass would give force. The force it has. Maybe something like that.
You're close, but not exactly. Like the rate of change of momentum is directly
Yeah,
proportional.
that's the moment. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In derivation, we would take out m is so as
Yeah.
it's a constant. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
follow.
And what about the first law?
It would be momentum equal to no, it's not momentum. It's
Have you heard about inertia?
yeah. Inertia is the tendency of a body to stay in its position or with if no other external force acts on it.
Yeah, that's what first law is, right? The law of inertia. You're right. The body will continue to be in motion.
A body will continue to be in its motion or state of rest until and unless an external force acts on it.
Yeah, exactly. You have the concept, just that you aren't able to recall it.
I just need to refer the book before.
Yeah. You need to brush up. And how about, did we ask any questions on politics, Mangesh?
No. I was just about to ask. So, Karthik, you're from Vishakhapatnam, right?
Yes.
So, so that's in Andhra Pradesh, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So, which is the current capital of Andhra Pradesh?
There is a bit. Current capital is actually still Hyderabad, but there is a dispute running right now about the capital which going to be.
So there's a new capital going to be set up, right?
Yes.
So what is the name of that new capital?
It might be Amaravati, or there might be three capitals.
Okay. And then who is the chief minister of
Okay, you
Andhra Pradesh?
It's Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Okay, which is his party?
It's TDP or Telugu Desam Party.
Are you sure?
What about Telangana?
Oh no, I gave the wrong answer.
It's
Congress.
No, it's not just Congress.
YSR.
YSR Congress.
YSR.
Okay.
What about the chief minister of Telangana?
He is TSR. I don't know. I know his name, but
okay, which is his party?
I don't know. I know the symbol in color.
Yeah, it's KCR, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and also recently your neighboring state, someone from your neighboring state resigned his post. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah, it's in.
Okay, that was.
So the news was that Karnataka CM Mr. Yediyurappa, he has resigned his chief ministership. So generally, do you go through news daily on a daily basis, Karthik?
Actually got to know about IPM recently, and Before that, I would prepare for JE, and it was irrelevant for me to prepare for that. So I did not actually go through any of them.
I like your honesty.
But then, Karthik, don't you think, even though it is irrelevant to your like preparation, but then knowing about general stuff about your city and your country isn't that important?
Yeah, it is important to a certain level, but I am a bit cautious person, to be precise. I would actually get into a field after knowing everything about it, and I did not consider anything at, at present related to me is dictated by those laws.
Okay, so
And
hmm. So
in my I thought I would be honest here.
hmm.
The changes in those people would not actually any affect my daily life, so I did not concern to know about
Okay,
that.
okay.
But as I'm gonna enter into this management background and profile, I will
Hmm.
try to increase my knowledge as much as possible about all these.
That's great. Yes, Ayushi, you can ask.
Yeah, like you haven't told anything about your background. Like, are you a single child? Do you have any siblings? And
I
what
have a elder
parents
brother.
work? Hmm. And what about your parents?
My father is a police officer. He is a circle inspector near my house. It's in Vijayanagaram. My mother is a housewife.
Okay, you have an elder brother, right?
Yes,
What is he doing now?
he completed his engineering and now he's preparing for competitive exams like UPSC.
Yeah.
And how
And
was
what is the
he
exam
like?
for becoming a police inspector, Karthik?
It's groups, but the level of difficulty varies, like group 3, group 2.
Yeah, so can you just name Group 3 exam?
Are you asking me about what are the posts that we get from group 3?
No, the exam to be a Group 3 police officer.
Like the qualification we need have.
Yeah, so like if I want to be a Group 3 police officer, which exam should I write?
Now, if you write a group 3 examination, you will have your post according to it.
Okay, so what is the name of the entrance test? There must be some name.
It is groups. The name is itself group, and in it we can also name it like police entrance exam.
Okay, okay,
Basically, it's referred to as groups.
okay. And can you tell me the number of COVID cases in Andhra Pradesh today?
Right now, I actually checked it a while back, like 2-3 weeks back, and at that time it's 70,000, and now it might have reduced to around 50,000 or 40. I'm just making a guess.
Okay.
Yeah, Ayushi,
And
you were asking something.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, being an older sibling, younger sibling, what are the challenges you have like felt in your own family?
Mostly it is about comparison between my brother, what he achieved and when he was of my age, and they expect me to reach those expectations, and I don't consider sharing something with him as something as a difficulty, but because I like it. Um, Actually, there
You
are
like,
more pros to it than cons. Like he would actually guide me, or if I'm not attentive enough, like I would. To be honest, I am a bit of slacker, and I would not be too serious about preparation of an exam. He would always insist to for me to study, and he would make plans for me, like study table for me to um, and give me some goals to reach before a certain time. And it's actually fun to have a
Okay. Give us some reasons why we shouldn't choose you.
Um, uh, the recent actually during the lockdown I have changed a lot, and I don't know what my I don't know if my previous insecurities or the weaknesses will apply right now. But recently I have only observed only one defect in me, that I tend to do some things, some kind of things over. Like sometimes sometimes I would insist on somebody to do something at a perfection level, or I would try to explain a thing to a person which is not required to them. But even though I will and insist on them listening, or I would compel them, I would try to a bit order them around.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine, Karthik. So how about if I give you an opportunity to demonstrate your problem-solving skills or a managerial skill? These managerial skills are going to be very, very useful after you do your MBA and IPM. Shall I give a question?
Yeah.
You be comfortable. Yeah. So consider you are the CEO. Okay, CEO or the chief marketing officer of a big firm. So the firm manufactures shampoo. Okay. So, but the problem is the shampoo. If you use that shampoo, your hair will fall completely. If you start using it for a month, you'll become bad. So somehow they have produced a uh, million items of this product. Some I'll give you a clue as well. Like somehow you have to market this
No,
product,
actually,
and
by
then
listening this, I don't know if I had listened to this similar question or not, but I got the idea of what you are expecting me to say. Like, I would market it as hair removal. I think
yeah,
that's the answer you are expecting.
yeah, waxing. That's nice.
Waxing, okay. I'll
Okay.
just change the label and spell it as hair removal or waxing.
Good. And which
So, like,
website did you get this question from?
No, I did not read it, but while you were explaining itself, I thought the question might be about this.
Oh, that's nice. So you found it improper. I mean, at this moment.
What?
I mean, you found the answer
I didn't get
just. You found the answer after I explained the question. You have never heard of this question before, right?
as for my knowledge, I don't remember it, but sometimes I actually listen, try to, it's fun for me to search for some typical questions and listen to the answer. I might forget them, and maybe I have heard it, and the answer was somewhere in my mind. But
Okay,
while listening
no
to it,
issues, no
I
issues.
thought the question might be this.
Yeah,
It's
Karthik,
good
I have
that you
one
answered.
question for you. You told us that you slacked, right? And your brother helps you in saying that no, you should study, you should not slack. But then in IPM, the academic rigor is it is a very rigorous course. So how can we bank on you that you would
I
pass
know
all the
that,
exams? So yeah,
but
how would
I'm
you?
actually confident enough on myself that I do the work in time. I might not use the all of the time appropriately, but after wasting some time, uh, I you might consider this a bit negative, but I think uh, after wasting forever 10 minutes, I feel guilty that I have wasted those time, and I will start working on it with double force. And I always complete my works or schedule in scheduled time. So and I also act according to the work that I already have. If there is
Okay.
already a lot of work, I will start it with my full force.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, Aish, you can ask.
yeah, so I'll be naming some names of companies or institutes. You just say what's common among them.
Okay.
Okay. Akash Institute, Topper, Great Learning, Epic, Scholar, Lab and App. If you want, I can repeat. Akash
They are
Institute.
all online classes based on the
Akash, is Akash majorly
Uh,
operating in online
Akash
space?
is also no, it's a normal college. We have two to three branches here, but I also, when I was preparing for JEE, I also found the
Yeah, that's
online.
fine. Like the thing is, Akash isn't majorly doing online, right? It's major is offline. So that's
Okay,
what
then
Aishi was
JEE
referring.
preparation classes.
No, Great Learning doesn't offer JEE, right? But this is nice. Okay, but one more question. Like, what is the definition of rational numbers, Karthik?
Um, to simply put it in words, it's not all the numbers which are not irrational.
That's a smart answer,
They
but
are okay. They are the group of all the integers, fractions, and irrational. No,
okay. So
non-irrational numbers. Like they are. It comes
ratios.
into a category of recurring.
Yeah, so let me define it. It's like the numbers which are in the form P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0 and P and Q are right integers. So pi is a ratio, right? So pi must be a rational number, right? You just a few minutes back you said pi is a ratio. Now if it is a ratio of circumference and diameter, then it must be rational, right? Why is it irrational? Or
P
first
and
of
Q
all,
are P and Q
first of
are
all,
only right.
is pi rational or irrational? What's your take?
It's irrational, and it's only irrational because there is also a rule stating that P and Q must be rational to be P by Q to be rational, and we might calculate radius of the circle accurately, but the circumference of the circle is irrational.
Oh, why so? Why is the circumference of a circle to be has to be irrational?
Um, we know that pi is irrational, and we know that it's a ratio between P and Q. One is rational, the other must be irrational to pi to be an irrational.
Okay, but that's not the answer. But the good try, Karthik. Like most of the people who have asked this question don't come this far, but it's a good try. You can just Google up things like why pi is irrational.
Yeah, it's just
I-
because the length of circumference cannot be calculated. The
Yeah.
exact.
Yeah, as you go on increasing accuracy, it will be like you can get more decimal. I mean, numbers after the decimal. So that makes it irrational. You can just also search on Google like why pi is irrational. There are a lot of proofs based on calculus. These are really interesting. You
Okay.
can just check up if you are
Yeah.
interested. Yeah. So
And I
I'm done from
think,
my side. Yeah.
yeah, with that we come to an end. So Karthik, some few points which I would like to mention that you smile a lot, and that is really very nice. So we have been interviewing 5 to 6 people. Nobody smiled, and we asked them difficult questions, and they could not answer. They were like all frowning and without any confidence. But in your case, even though you couldn't answer anything
You were
about
quite
GK or
confident.
basketball, you were very confident and you were smiling throughout. So that is a very big plus point. Now at this moment I forgot about you not knowing about basketball, which you actually play, and this can happen with the interviews as well, and they can have a very positive impact. So kudos to you for smiling throughout. So very nice on that front, and you are being honest. That is also very good. But in some cases, maybe you went overboard and you were a little over honest. Maybe that can backfire you. So just
Yeah, I
be
know that,
smartly
like
honest.
some
I
negative
know.
point.
Yeah. So we should never bluff, and you never bluffed that, and you were like very honest. That is very. I'm like really happy. But then going overboard can cost you. You never know. These interviews, they have so many years of experience. They can catch you on one point and then drill you over it. So just be careful about that.
Yeah.
About
And
personal
adding
questions,
to
you were
what
really nice. Your introduction was,
yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
Mangesh, adding to what Mangesh said, like I too liked your self introduction and then your answer for why IPM. Those two were really beautiful, to be honest. That was well made. And also, I wanted to give you a small suggestion for why IPM. So you said that it's the best possible option that you have, right? That's a very smart answer. Even I had a very similar answer. So what my answer was, like, you are aware of ikigai, right? Okay, no issues. You can just Google
It's
up.
the Japanese
It's
way of,
a Japanese
yeah.
concept. So it needs to satisfy four concepts. I mean, four ideas. One is how good you are at a particular thing, and what the world needs. And there are two more ideas like this. So if all these four satisfies, then the choice can be a very holistic and a very robust choice. You can use this to make your career choice and many such things. So when I just said this, they said that my the explanation was really beautiful. So you can just use the same answer. So I mean, you can just use the ikigai framework to explain your answer. It'll get you some brownie points.
Can you say the point for once more?
Ikigai,
I mean,
I. Yeah.
the point you used to explain it.
Yeah, so I said that, okay, there are four things that ikigai is about. There are four ideas, and all the four ideas is converging for my IPM choice. I think that I'm good at IPM. I mean, good at being having some managerial skills. And then world needs managers, and world needs these management studies. So there are four criteria, okay, for ikigai. One, I said how much good you are at that particular thing, and then what the world needs, and how much you'll be paid for. See, it's holistic. Like, you must be good at it, you'll be paid for it. It's a very comprehensive choice, right? Everything you will be getting. So they just got impressed by that. So you can just use the same four criteria and then say, due to this ikigai framework, I think IPM is the best choice for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but even your answer was good.
So, Karthik, we talked about all your good things, but then it's time to talk about your weaknesses. Main one, GK, you're not really good at GK. So, see, basic GK, everyone needs to know. I'm not telling you to know about everything. So, what can you read about basketball? Like, you should know everything, history of basketball. You should know from which team, Kevin, who was your favorite player? Stephen Curry from Golden State Warriors. You should know that. That was very basic. And
Yeah.
something about your state, your local leader, your local party, all these things. And one
Also,
more.
you said that you are a national level basketball player, right? Yeah, then like, you can just expect this question, certainly, that who's the first Indian national player to ever play in NBA? It's
Yeah,
Satnam Singh, I guess. Yeah.
that is also very important. And one more. So when we asked you about the extempore, you did not take even 1 second, and you just started with it, which is very nice. Shows that you are very confident. But then what had happened was, after like, I think 10-15 seconds, you took a pause, and that was a very awkward pause.
Yeah.
So it would have been better if you would have taken 1 minute, jotted down your points, and just
Yeah.
went
Actually,
through it.
like in an ideal situation, they give you 30 seconds to prepare and 1 minute to speak. Okay, so you will be having 30 seconds to prepare. Don't just start.
If you ask for something, you can say.
Yeah,
Is Arnav's voice?
yeah. Arnav, your voice is not
Yes.
audible. So what Arnav is trying to say is, take your time, ask them for permission. Can I jot down points, and then speak? It's completely fine. It's fine if you take time and then speak, rather than just going away with it and then stopping in between. So that is one thing. Rest, I think academics was very nice. What do you think, Darshan?
Yeah,
Arnav,
so
you can
academics
put in
was
the chat.
good, and the point you raised, right?
Yeah,
Like, your marks
academics
aren't.
Okay, Arnav, yes.
Yeah, your marks aren't a reflection of how much knowledge you have. Yeah, that's a very good point that you raised, and be prepared that they'll be testing your knowledge. And as far as I did, like, you perform really good. Like, even if if this was to be an actual interview, they would have got, okay, this guy is he can defend his own things. But one more thing, like, I wanted to say was, you were using actually, like, too much. Actually, it was repetitive. So it's like, it's quite conspicuous. They'll immediately find it. Like, why is he using actually again and again? I mean, this isn't a very big mistake, but if you could avoid it, you could move towards perfection.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what.
working towards it.
Yeah, and also
Can I?
you in between you interrupted, like when Mangesh was speaking, like, interpret. Even in my question, like you said, you jumped on to answer it. Like what you could have done in that scenario is that you could have reacted like you do not know the question, and then after I say the question, you like okay, and then you thought of the answer on your own, and then you could present it. So never ever interrupt. Like even if you know the answer, even if they're asking an obvious question, don't interrupt. Wait for them to finish and then leave a gap of 1 second, and then you can start answering. And also the point about adaptability that you mentioned, like even if you are not good at GK, I will change myself. I'll be open to change. That was a very good point. And
Yeah,
if you get any opportunity in the interview as well, just mention this. I'm very
yeah,
happy
that
to
shows
change.
that you are willing to learn, and when the situation demands, look, I will learn whatever it takes. So that
Yeah,
was a very strong point. So
yeah, just say that I regret that I haven't learned these things, but no worries. I am curious enough. I have that curiosity and that
hmm.
inquisitiveness to know about things. From now on, since I've realized my mistake, I'll start learning about these things as well,
Hmm.
because they
Hmm.
are truly important, something like this.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Can
sorry,
I
Harish. Yeah,
add?
wait,
Yeah,
Huh.
yes.
this time.
So try to, like, the room you are sitting, the lighting is not proper. Okay, if
Yeah.
it can be better, so try that. And one more thing, in these kind of situations now, like, our past experience had been very bad, so for us you are a good candidate. So that's why I asked ki why we shouldn't choose you, because a candidate should be well aware of his weakness as well. So jot down some like some really good weakness that you have, because the answer you gave there, you explained it. So there should be like word and then explanation. Okay, so you should note down strengths as well as weakness. I think that was all.
Yeah, and also remember to mention that you are also working on the weaknesses.
Yeah.
As soon as you mention the weakness, say I'm actually working on this. I'm started learning things like this. Yeah, and also be very cautious about the claims you make. Like you said, I know physics really, really well, and then things like that. Like you
Yeah.
defended it. Like as out of all the interviews that we had today, to be honest, his was the best, right? I would say his was the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was best.
Yeah,
One
you,
more thing, when they ask which now which all subjects you had, we asked which one.
Ayushi, can you switch off your camera? You're not audible.
Yeah, your voice is breaking,
Yeah,
Ayushi.
yeah, voice is breaking.
Like if everyone could switch
so
off the webcam other except Sai, so that internet is
Yeah.
need not handle so much data. Yeah.
No, Karthik, make sure you maintain your calm and composure in the main interview, okay? Because I'm
Sorry.
honestly saying all of these people before you, nobody was smiling. We were like bored, and seeing you smile makes us smile. So maintain that personality of yours. It's really nice. Thank you.
I forgot
Ayushi,
my
yeah.
point. What was I saying?
Aishi, if you could switch off your webcam, then your voice would be more clear.
Okay, now,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine now.
yeah, it's fine.
but I forgot what I was saying.
yeah.
Okay, so what I would like to say is you were very confident, and I think all of us have already admitted that.
Yes.
Uh, the only thing that actually needs some brushing is your current affairs and GK part. So I would recommend you should work on it. And yes, Ayushi, let me finish. Uh, so basically, just go through the basic concepts once more if you have time. Like, yeah, you have time. The interview is on 5th. So you just go through the definitions and the concepts, main concepts. That is the most important thing that can be asked. Yeah, they might ask you difficult questions, but you can't learn solving all the difficult questions in such few days. And you might be having JE in August, so uh, I think concepts will help you in that as well. And go through all the concepts, even of class 8th and ninth. They can ask you like basic concepts like what is radiation and some real life examples. They can ask you like, can you give me an example, a daily life example of total internal reflection? Can you?
It's rainbow, right? It's not daily
Okay.
life, but
Okay. In daily
English
life, yeah, you
suggestion the
can give
answer.
another example that FiberNet these days is used
Oh.
for internet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fiber.
So questions like these can be asked, and rest all was good. I think you can get good marks in your interview. Just try to brush up all the current affairs, and you may refer to BBC for that, the BBC app, and yeah, you can of course watch news on television. Don't get indulged in those debates. Those are like pointless. Just go through the headlines and some details. Like you should know what the Pegasus scam was, how the cabinet was reshuffled, and all. Okay, so Darshan.
Yeah, did you have computer science, Karthik?
Uh,
What
like a
was the other
subject.
subject? Yeah, other subject. PCM and then English and then.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. We don't have anything else.
Oh, you are from Andhra board.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Dummy
okay,
school.
okay. So there are two compulsory languages.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that way.
Then I think for state boards, 85% percent is, I think, okay. You
Hmm.
won't have any problem.
Yeah, and make
It's
sure
okay.
that
88 is fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
it's fine,
Yeah.
but make sure that you mention this point. Like your marks do not reflect your
Hmm.
knowledge levels, and if they ask questions testing your conceptual clarity, make sure that you give the right answer. Even if not the right answer, give your approach. Okay, sir, let me take an attempt, and then you can just share your approach. Even if you do it, and I mean, even if you give the wrong answer, if you could give a sound approach, they would really be impressed. Okay, he's able to solve things. That's how the opinion would be. And please don't get complacent that we have appreciated you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think so. That's it. We should
Yeah.
move to the
This
next
Let's
is
end it.
candidate.
yeah. I was saying that your favorite subject is physics, but the subject you hate the most is chemistry, right?
Yes.
So,
Maths and physics are my favorite.
so they may start off by asking chemistry questions. Don't always think they'll like pick on your favorite ones only.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually good at chemistry too, but I'm really weak at memory-based questions. So I'm really good at physical chemistry.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
What is
then.
RDS? Last question. What is RDS? Rate determining.
Step.
Yeah, what is it?
That's the step which is slow in a multi-step chemical reaction. The step which is actually the slowest step is known as the RDS, because that's what determines the when the reaction will be completed.
Very good, very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Cool
I think
then,
that's
Karthik. If you have any queries,
Yeah.
you can text on the group. We are there. All the best for Indore and
yeah.
Rohtak interviews.
All
When
the
are
very
they?
best.
Also, do you have any questions to ask as of now?
Yeah.
Can you just name some of the GK points? I need to look into
Yeah,
that.
Basketball.
as Arnav said, very well said. Pegasus scam, basketball, first Indian player to play in
Yeah.
NBA.
Just just go through everything about basketball that is related to, you know, about your introduction. Like you should know what teams are there and the national players and all. I mean, our Indian team players, and of course the play. You should know what team your best, I mean,
People.
favorite player plays for.
Yeah, and
And
also who won NBA very recently, the last team to win
yeah,
NBA,
yeah.
things like
To
that.
be true, actually, I don't follow NBA, and I just gave you the name of one of the player.
Yeah, but then the thing is,
Yeah,
you have
I
to
will-
show
It's
it.
okay.
I actually like basketball and I know about basketball. You have to
yeah.
be like that.
See, that's how they can judge you, Karthik. So
Yeah.
interview is all
Yeah.
about judging you. How can they
That's
judge you? Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I will
actually
research
caught
on
you
it.
there.
I will
We
research
actually
on it.
caught you there that you don't actually follow. So yeah, and then just go through all the Olympics details, like what player lost and what player won. I mean, particularly for India.
And also for
And
basketball in Olympics also, just in case which team is leading right now.
Matches are going on. Also, Karthik, there is a different event in Olympics named 3 versus 3 basketball. Yeah. And there is beach basketball as well. So just in case they are like, how many events are there in basketball in Olympics, and there are 3 events which I know of. Maybe there's something else too. So
yeah, because you are a national basketball player, you need to go this deep.
Yeah. And anime is one point which we forgot to ask you questions about. Maybe they might pick you on anime and then you on anime. So make sure you know some history about anime. You know which is your favorite anime, which is the longest anime, Naruto. We all of us know.
They can ask you like basic questions as well, like from what manga was your favorite anime derived from, like questions like that.
Maybe they can be like, talk about your favorite character from any of your favorite anime, something like that.
They can even give you philosophical or psychological questions from like Attack on Titan. They can do that.
I actually did not see it, so I will answer.
Yeah, but and you don't need to worry. You'll just have to put your view on that. Psychology and philosophy questions, you'll have to put your own view. Okay.
Yeah, and also you need to study about the vaccination drive, like how India is performing with respect to the vaccination drive and COVID plans, and how it is compared to other global countries like USA and all. You need to be like, I would suggest you need to be very balanced and unbiased. Don't say, oh, Indian government is rocking or Indian government sucks. No, both won't work. Let it be a balanced view. Say that, okay, the government has done few mistakes, but it has also done a few good things. Make sure that you pinpoint things. Okay, these were the mistakes, these were the good things. So vaccination drive, and then lockdown, and you know about China and India standoff, right? Aksai Chin, those areas were in conflict, right? So if possible, keep it in the keep it this as the last in the last priority. These because these are quite old topics. And budget, Mangesh, would budget be
no. More than that,
I think some world news also.
Yeah, cabinet reshuffling. Yeah, that's very important. Cabinet reshuffling.
Karthik, apparently interviewers like to ask who is the home minister of our country, who is the defense minister. These things are important for them. So just go through the cabinet, and recently about 40 new ministers were inducted into the cabinet. So make sure you know the basic important ones, and if there is anyone from your state, from Andhra Pradesh, so they would be like, oh, this is from Andhra Pradesh, so he should know about that person. So look out for that.
Yeah, and also whenever you're reading news, like read between the lines. That means that, okay, ask the question of why everywhere, like why the cabinet needs to be reshuffled. There was a reason. I don't want to tell you. You can just research on your own. There was a reason. So know that as well, so that when they ask like when was cabinet reshuffled, you can just say this as well. Even if they don't ask why, you can just share. Like they'll get impressed due to this. Okay, he's very aware about all these things, because these eminent people, right? These interviewers, they know facts. They also know the story behind the facts. Facts are almost useless if you do not know the story behind the facts, right? So remember to ask why, the question of why everywhere when you're reading things. This will actually, like when you get an opportunity in the interview, you can just use this to impress them. This all would definitely reflect very good on you. And what other topics are now? GK.
I think that's about it.
I already told him. Of course, the sporting events and all, the Olympics, and then just go through some political stuff and go through some
Be specific.
new schemes of new state schemes, if there are any new schemes. Like if there was some election, you're from Andhra, right?
Yes.
So they can ask you like why what is Jagan Mohan Reddy doing these days, like regarding this and this topic. So you can expect all this. Yeah.
And also farmers protest, right? Are you aware about that? Yeah, they might ask like, is it right, these farm policies? Are they like, you must
to be honest, they can ask you anything on GK, so you should like cover all the points. You can do one more thing. So there are like YouTube channels who create some videos on current affairs. You can watch those videos. they can actually tell you like a lot of facts in very less time. So that
Yeah.
will save your time.
And also note this down, Karthik. It's there is a YouTube channel named Think School. So Think School's formulas video. Just type this and there will be a video and watch this. It's very informative, and he has presented an unbiased view. Like he would be explaining things like how this law would benefit farmers and how this might go wrong for them. So that he'll be presenting both sides of the view. So that's how I want you to learn the story behind the laws. So that would be really useful. You can just, as Arno very well said, you can just go on YouTube and read about every current affairs, the standoff between India, China, farmers protest, everything.
Again, these are the not so important ones. The basketball is the most important. Make sure you don't, like, you have to do it. Then these are like, if you have time, you can go through.
Yeah,
So,
to be like, actually, we didn't say this much to any other candidate
yeah,
because we think there is a very high likelihood that you will get selected. So we want you to be, we want to move towards perfection. So make sure that you really prepare well, because you have a great chance.
You have a
honestly.
really high chance of getting.
Yeah, we
Thank
could be
you.
meeting you in IIM Rohtak or IIM Indore.
I'm Indore, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really felt comfortable speaking to you, and I'm a bit more confident in myself right now. That's great. It's a really
And
great.
after you get selected, we can have a small talk on our channel. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can leave, Karthik. Okay.
Good luck.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.